we found New York. We're in Jersey City, looking across at the south part of Manhattan. I think it's south. I don't actually know which direction that is. The Freedom Tower is directly across from us, where the World Trade Center used to stand. And if we pan up here a little ways, you can start to see the Empire State Building. I'm standing in New Jersey, looking out across the Hudson River at New York. I really don't know why anybody would ever actually want to live over there. All I see is buildings upon buildings upon buildings and no green space. Give me the wide open prairie or the woods in northern Michigan any day over all of that. This is the Colgate clock. It's really cool. It sits on the site of what used to be the Colgate Palm Olive headquarters. At least that's what we read in the guidebook. I don't really have any more information on that, when that was or when they left, but in its place is this awesome clock. And I have seen it from the New York side, and it lights up at night, and it's really cool. So if you ever get a chance to come down here and check it out, it's at the Jersey City on the Hudson River. Craziest things about Central Park, at least to me, is the juxtaposition of the fact that I'm standing here in front of cattails, which reminds me of my dirt road at home where I run by our pond, and this gorgeous brick bridge, and then I turn around and I look up and it's nothing but skyscrapers, and that just baffles me beyond belief that those weren't there when this park was created to begin with, and so how it's built up and grown up around it, and yet there's this serene park in the middle of it, and it's just gorgeous, and I see why people come here, but it's too bad that more of Manhattan couldn't actually be like this. So I'm gonna sit here and enjoy the cattails and the bridge, because that's comforting to me, and that's more like home, and that's where I belong.
One of the great things about Central Park that we've discovered is it is huge and there's a lot of variety, and within this very large park there are small things that you need to make sure you take a look at and understand more about. One of the things we didn't expect was the rock formations and the geology that you see here behind me. There are things in this park like a memorial to soldiers who were lost in World War I. There were memorial trees that were planted and marked by the stones that are there. Not many of the trees are left. The memorial still stands. And there is a grove of American elm trees that are being protected so that they can survive even longer. came out this evening to check out Central Park. It's a place that we've always heard about. Jesse really wanted to see it, and it met some expectations, and it was surprising in some ways. You know, I'd heard about this giant nature area in the middle of New York City, and it met that expectation. It certainly is that. I'd also heard, though, it was kind of a getaway where you didn't hear the city quite so much. It flew you were part of the city. And maybe it's because I'm not a city person, but I hear a lot of the city here, and it's not surprising because it's surrounded on all four sides and above by New York City.
Yeah, you probably hear the helicopter going over. There's always tours of the city going on, but there's buildings. You can see the skyscrapers behind us, and so from right there you know that there's city going on all around you. One of the interesting things we found, though, was that the park was built in 1858, and the designers knew that it was supposed to be an ambiance to get away from the city. But at the time, it was horse-drawn carriages with iron wheels. And to allow the residents of New York to get away from all of that, they designed the road to go underneath the park. Now, that was so that the iron wheels on the cobblestones wouldn't interfere with the serenity of the residents getting away and hanging out in the park. What's cool, though, is because they did that way back in the 1850s, it still holds true today that the cars now go under the park. So from the interior of the park, where it's just the green space, you don't really hear the cars going under, but we've got some footage to show you of the cars definitely going right under the park, so you can walk right over them and see it, but you'll never really know that they're there.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I mean, I hear the city a lot because I'm not used to hearing a big city noise, but the reality is I think they've done a tremendous job preserving this part of New York. You know, it's not an area I expected to see some of the things I'm seeing, like the rock formations. I never really thought about the geology of New York, the geography of it, and how it all came together. Clearly, I don't know enough about New York other than what I've seen on TV and movies, and that's too bad, but it's interesting to be here and experience this and see it all. So if you ever are in New York, taking a trip to New York City, there's a lot of great things to see, but take some time and check out Central Park. It really is an amazing site in its own way.
One of the things I found really cool that I didn't know about was there was a section called the Children's Activity Area, the Children's Area. And it was one section of the park that was designed specifically with the kids in mind, so that there was a carousel and a pond and ball fields and a dairy store and a game place, the chess and checkers building, where the kids could bounce from one activity to the next, and it kept their interests going and it allowed them to kind of roam in the park, but yet still have all these activities in mind. And most of those are still here today. The carousel is still here. The baseball diamonds are here. In fact, there's even more of them. The chess and checkers house is still available, where you can rent games and play them on the weekends. And the dairy store is now the visitor center, so you can check that out Mondays through Fridays and get tourist maps and learn more about the park. One of the things I found just in the little bit that we've been wandering around is how this truly is a park for everybody, whether you're walking your dog, whether you've got your kids in a stroller, playing frisbee, just laying and reading a book, just hanging out, people watching. It's great people watching. It truly is a park for everyone, and so if you find yourself in New York, definitely come and at least walk through it and experience it, because it's so different from the rest of Manhattan. When you're downtown with the bustle and the taxis and just the loud noise, and that's definitely not me. I am so not a city girl. So the minute I got to Central Park, you feel the stress melt away, and you just realize that this is, truly the place for everybody. So definitely come check out Central Park.
We are now on our way to the Statue of Liberty at Liberty Island. The Statue of Liberty was a gift from the people of France in 1886. It was originally intended to celebrate the 100th anniversary of America's independence and to be a symbol of friendship between France and the United States.
going on. You can see me. Can you see me? I'm in this shot, right?